Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you're watching us for the first time and click the notification bell to allow YouTube to recommend to you our videos whenever we release them. Kindly don't forget to like our videos. You can also share them because this is the kind of support you can render to our channel. To those who support our channel, our subscribers, those who have made it be where it is today, I want to thank you in a very, very special way. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin by asking you a very simple question. How many of you find it very preposterous when the Kenya Kwanza administration keep on blaming the previous regime for our social, political, and especially economic mess? Anytime they are asked why things are not going in the right direction, they will always blame Uhuru Kenyatta. How many of you find it just very abnormal and ridiculous? I'm asking this because there is a discussion that I want us to have. You know, when these people keep on blaming William Samoei Ruto, it's not lost on us that they were part and parcel of that government. William Ruto was the deputy president, the first, of course, under the new constitution. Kimani Ichung'wah was the leader of the budget committee. Eden Duale, who is now the defense cabinet secretary, was the leader of the majority party in the National Assembly. They were taking money and all the privileges that go with those offices. And today, they have said that they were elected fair and square, and they still take home huge salaries and all the privileges and the security, name it, as the Kenya Kwanza officials. So how do you find it when they keep on blaming the previous regime? Some of them have made utterances that are untold.
Kipchumba is talking about the airport. I've seen some people castigating him when he said yesterday what happened about JKIA. But that is the truth. You know, people in this country are allergic to truth. And quite a number have a problem with me. But there's nothing they can do. Because the truth is the truth. JKIA was done at a massive cost. But today is a shame to this profession of engineers and architects. Public resources were expended. When you go there, you feel sorry. But engineers, QSs, and architects certified. And on the basis of that certification, payments were made. And that's why I agree with the CS. I think, Engineer Mongera, we may want to look at the law where professionals are held accountable for lapses and for misleading the taxpayer by certifying shorter jobs, and probably they become culpable criminally. I think that would help this country.
Now, this has gotten into the ears of Uhuru Kenyatta, and he even said that he's tired of them. He even mocked them that very soon they will start blaming the previous regime for the family squabbles, because it is in their lips to blame the previous regime.
Mimi hiyo mambo ya kuogopa iliisha bana. Watu tumetishwa, tumeambiwa nini, tumeambiwa sijui nini. Kila saa mtu akishindwa njia ya kufanya kitu yake, sijui serikali iliyopita. Tumezoea tu, tunayasikia, inaingia na inapita na tunaendelea. Kama ni namna gani? Sasa kesho yake mtasema hata watoto wakikataa ama mama akikataa kuzaa, unajua wala mimi sijui, lakini.
Now, one person who has always been keenly listening to their counterparts and friends in the Kenya Kwanza team, blaming Uhuru Kenyatta for every of their problems, is the Chief Cabinet Secretary, or the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Musalia Mudavadi. and he decided to break the silence, and he admonished the entire Kenya Kwanza team to stop the blame game and ensure that they deliver to the people of Kenya.
Lakini kazi yangu sasa si kulia, kwa sababu mlituchagua kama serikali tuende turekebishe. Sasa juhudi yetu ni kunyorosha, sio kulalamika yale tulipata, lakini yalikuwa maovu. Tunaelewana kabisa? Mimi nataka nihimize viongozi wetu. Right now, let us focus, tuhudumie wananchi, tuwafanyie kazi, kwa sababu election iko mbali. Tumemaliza tu mwaka moja na miezi 6 tangu uchaguzi. Tusizungumuze sana mambo ya uchaguzi. Uchaguzi utakuja.
You know, I watched Mudavadi and I knew he was up to something. And that is exactly what I want us to look at. Look, Musalia Mudavadi was in that lawyer function. And many of you understand that lawyer is still a stronghold of Azimio. Majority of them are very, very tired of the Kenya Kwanza regime, because the Kenya Kwanza regime has, you know, has burdened Kenyans with a lot of taxes, and the cost of living is just too high. Part of the electorate in Western still believe that their votes were rigged, and as such, they still feel that if Raila was in power today, maybe education would be free, the cost of living would be very low, because Raila said he knew the loopholes where money was being siphoned, and he was going to seal them so that Kenya would live in a very economically peaceful environment. So Musalia Mudavadi knows very well that in the recent past, people have been heckled. You remember in Kisii when a leader tried to defend William Ruto concerning the cost of fuel, and people heckled him. Even in Mount Kenya, you remember the other day, Moses Kuria was really heckled until he took the intervention of William Kabogo, the former Kiambu gubernatorial aspirant, and they told him just let him speak. And when they heckled them, they are not the people who are being heckled, but they are being heckled because of William Samoei Ruto, because William is on the steering wheel. And they are doing this because they are tired. So Musalia was avoiding embarrassment and humiliation. He knew very well that if he was going to, you know, still blame the previous regime and defend William Samoei Ruto's government, people would heckle him. And he was avoiding this because he has seen it. Even Boni Halwale was heckled some days back when he tried defending William Samoei Ruto. And this is the reason why Musalia Mudavadi decided to take a low profile. And he told people it is not for us to blame anybody, but we should work. People also understand we are in Kenya and we hear about corruption. The other day Raila blew the whistle telling the Kenya Kwanza government how they have, you know, looted Kenya's money in the G2G deal, how they have pocketed a lot of money. We also know of the oil deal and all this. And the other day, the control of budget, Margaret Nyakango, was telling people how just how the tricks that the government officials are using to loot money, inflating salaries of other members of staff. And this is the reason why when people look at the Kenya Kwanza team blaming, you know, the previous regime, they get pissed off. And Musalia Mudavadi, being a senior politician, knew that just one word would provoke the crowd, and that will ruin his day or his night in that function. Number 2, this was a clear warning to Rigathi Gachagua. Those who have studied politics in Kenya, and of course the Kenya Kwanza politics, you understand that there is bad blood between Musalia Mudavadi and DP Rigathi Gachagua. They are competitors. I know they are not enemies, but they are competitors, because both of them are potential running mates to William Ruto in 2027. They are potential heir apparel after William Ruto, for those who believe that William Ruto might get a second term. And with that, they are not, you know, reading from the same page. Rigathi Gachagua has come out very openly in some functions, saying that they must only reward those who gave them massive votes and help them get to power. And he has always said that the reason why Papa Waroma, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, fits or befits that position is because they got very many votes from Bungoma. And he has always, talked indirectly that Musalia Mudavadi does not befit the position he was given because he didn't give them votes. And you all know that when William Ruto gave them roles, certain roles that they almost clashed, they share certain roles, Mudavadi, Rigathi Gachagua was never happy. Matters were made even worse when William Ruto elevated Musalia Mudavadi and added him some roles. He is now the Prime Secretary, Cabinet Secretary, and also the Foreign Affairs Ministry. That means he would meet people here and there. Whenever dignitaries come into the country, Musalia will meet them. When there are presidential functions, sometimes William Ruto has got penchant of sending him and leaving Rigathi Gachagua behind. And so that has really infuriated Mudavadi. And to Mudavadi has infuriated Rigathi Gachagua. And Rigathi is also talking about succession politics, saying that they need to unite so that they take over from William Samoei Ruto. So this was a warning directed to Rigathi Gachagua for his continued blame game, for his continued name calling, shifting goalposts, and he was telling him, no, this must stop. Because if there is one person who has made it very clear that he's a truthful man, he is Musalia, he is Rigathi Gachagua. And so this was a warning being given to him. Musalia Mudavadi wants to appear indifferent and sober in a government that looks like everyone is drunk with the power. In a government where people can unleash goons to go and ban, a former president, an immediate commander-in-chief's shamba, garden, and they steal goats, sheep. In an environment where people would just be waking up. Today, I was listening to the senator of Nyandarua trying to incite some people against one community. And so this government is full of mischief, full of leaders who you think don't even understand themselves. So Musalia Mudavadi wants to showcase some kind of mannerism, and he's telling the people of Kenya that he is at least sober. A time will come, because you never know, when Kenyans will have to choose. A time will come when leaders will be making realignments, political realignments. And Musalia Mudavadi knows very well that when you become too much confrontational, a time is coming when you might be rejected. If you look at Rigathi Gachagua and Musalia Mudavadi, if today they would contest for presidency, there is a way Musalia can be accepted among other communities. If they are the only two who are contesting, Gachagua has had a rough time with the Kamba voters when he was talking ill about Kalonzo. And I remember the leaders led by Wavinya Ndeti, the Machakos governor, told him off. You cannot come to our area. You are in a funeral or a church service, and for 30 good minutes you are talking about one man. Kalonzo is our leader, and get it in your head that is our leader. And when you go to the Western, their differences between Musalia Mudavadi has made him very unpopular. The people of Western cannot vote for Rigathi Gachagua. Get him back to Nyanza. He cannot be accepted because it is known that is the one who frustrated the demonstrations that he killed people. People think so because he has always come to confess it. The other day he was telling an Azimio governor, the Kisii governor, Simba Arati, that it is not William Ruto who confiscated your weapons or withdrew your security. It is me who did it because I don't like Mandamano. So Mudavadi is portraying a figure of a man who can be accepted in the near future in case they get to the political kiwanja hapo when they are now looking for votes. The third one, or just the last one, Musalia Mudavadi is never controversial. It is his inherent nature. He was born that way. If you look at Musalia Mudavadi and Kalonzo Musyoka, those are leaders who are very passive political speaking. You can't compare them to Raila Amolo Odinga or Ruto or Rigathi Gachagua for that matter. You know, Raila and all the people I've mentioned really love confrontational politics. They will take you head on. But when you look at the Musalia, Kalonzo, there are people who want to play safe. No wonder sometimes back, Kalonzo, people are gave Kalonzo Musyoka name Watermelon. But I think he has since then stood up and stood his grounds and manifested some traits that people believe now that he's a strong man, especially after the Kenya Kwanza team tried to lure him by every means, and he remained adamant. And now they understand that Kalonzo is not a pushover. So ladies and gentlemen, Musalia knew very well where he was, and he is never confrontational. It's just his nature to be who he is, and he was expressing just who he is. I don't know what to think, but by that, he escaped that embarrassment, that heckling by a whisker.